Bore da, croeso I gwasanaeth dathliad. Good morning and welcome to this week's Celebration Assembly. This week in the nursery, Miss Owen has chosen Hudson Arif Brooks for the fabulous retell of his baking with his mum, Oliver Simpson for the wondrous shoebox garage they completed, and Nevaeh Kelleher for completing a stick hunt in the snow and ordering the sizes. In reception this week, Miss Harries has chosen Aman Khan for completing lots of work this week and for sharing his amazing number writing on our Google Meet, and Nicole Kerr for completing lots of work on Google Classroom this week. In Miss England's reception class this week, she has chosen Courtney Jones for accessing so many of our online learning activities over the last couple of weeks. It has been lovely to see lots of photos of Courtney joining in with all the songs and videos, and Harley James Boland for accessing lots of online learning activities each week throughout the whole of the lockdown. In Mrs. Jonas and Mrs. Lace's Year 1 class this week, they have chosen Alicia Martin for trying hard with lots of our online learning activities this week. We enjoy seeing your lovely work. And Zane Bevan for trying hard this week and completing some of our online activities. Diane. In the Year 1 class this week, Miss Turner has chosen Rashida Hassan for amazing online work on the theme of expressing ourselves. We love seeing your mood walk, and you expressed yourself through movement brilliantly and made us all smile. And Mehak Shah for completing all your online learning. This week, your work on expressing yourself through art was just amazing. Your art is displayed on our Google Classroom. Over in Year 2, Mrs. Lansing and Mrs. Prothero have chosen Ibrahim Kui. He is working really hard to complete his tasks on Google Classroom. Well done, we are really proud. And Mohammed Kui, because Mohammed has worked really hard this week and completed his online work. He is trying hard to make his handwriting neat as well. Like the nursery, Mrs. Thompson has also chosen 3 children this week. She's chosen Hawa Hirani and Hire Hirani for logging on to Google Classroom every day and trying their best with every task, and for joining our first Google Meet drop-in this week. And Nada Suleiman for completing all of her work on Google Classroom every day, and for being kind and supportive on the classroom by wishing her friends well. In the Wellbeing class this week, Mrs. Harris has chosen Mackenzie Madley for doing all the work on Google Classroom and looking after the well-being of others. In Year 3, Mrs. McDonald has chosen Holly May Rowlands because Holly May joined our Google Meet this week and it was great to see her. She joined in and shared with the other children. And Riley John Williams, Riley John has been completing his work in school and is keen to do more work at home. In our other Year 3 class this week, Miss Reynolds has chosen Scarlett Sell for going above and beyond in completing all her work to the best of her ability on Google Classroom this week. And Maggie Williams for excellent effort this week in completing and uploading photographs of her work on Google Classroom all week long. In Year 4, Miss Harrod and Mrs. Fancourt have chosen Nevaeh Willits. Well done, Nevaeh, for all the excellent work you have completed this week, especially in literacy. And Julia Pungaru, excellent effort to complete lots of tasks on Google Classroom this week. Well done, Julia. In Mrs. Monaco's Year 4 class, she has chosen Amina Ali and Lucy Argus for becoming more confident in using Google Classroom and completing lots of work this week. In Miss Coslett's Year 5 class this week, she has chosen Kian Bratcher and Abdul Khan for giving extra effort in all the activities on Google Classroom this week. Kian and Abdul have worked really hard this week and gone above and beyond. In Miss Morris's Year 5 class, she has chosen Mika Barusi and Cindy Guo for being brilliant online learners and for giving excellent effort by completing all activities all week. In Mrs. Ming's class this week, she's chosen Morgan Conniff for working extremely hard with his online learning, both in school and at home, and for always putting a smile on everyone's face. And Kia Hagedorn for being an excellent independent learner. She has engaged in every online activity and always completes her work to a very high standard. She is always keen to try a new challenge. And in Miss Cruz's class this week, she has chosen Kelsey Davis and Zainab Begum for being great online learners and logging into Google Classroom every day. They are persevering with all the tasks and asking for help when they need it. Keep up the good work, girls. And we also have a teacher shout out this week. Firstly to Mrs. Lansing for helping out all the foundation phase teachers this week with setting up their first Google Meets on the iPads. And Miss White for covering Google Classroom in Mrs. McDonald's class this week. Thank you for your amazing help. Well done to all the children this week who have logged on and completed their online learning. Have a great weekend, everybody.